Check. Yeah, audio's working. I'm doodling for now until noon. And then at noon, I will say hello. In 3 minutes, I'll officially say hello. Because that'll be noon. And I said noon. I'm just being prepared, so I'm ready. I'm just going to watch 120 seconds tick away while I scratch on this piece of paper with my pen. That's happening right now, simultaneously. Almost 60 seconds has passed. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, but you're not exactly sure what I'm gonna do either, so we're in the same boat. I won't keep you. I know you got things to do, so I won't keep you too long. But this isn't officially happening yet because I said it was going to happen at noon, and at noon, that's when I'm gonna turn on the charm, the juice. You got the juice now. Anyone remember that movie? It's got Tupac in it. Tupac, Wesley Snipes, right? I think Wesley's in it. Chris Rock. Oh, there we go. It is officially noon. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, great. I'll see what all that prep did. Yo, welcome, friends and family. Welcome you from Vietnam. And welcome to you from Luxembourg. Or is it Luxembourg? Well, welcome everybody to Jackson Young Gallery page. I'm here taking over their page. And that shows that it's official. Boy, I wonder if I'm on a little bit of a delay. I'm probably on a little bit of a delay. But, so I'll leave that little title page up for just a sec. I'm going to do some drawing for you. This is just going to be a quick little hangout session. I'll show you a little bit around my studio area. I just left my studio from Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where my biggest studio is. And it's mostly set up in a better fashion. I'm building my studio right now across the street from this house that I have here in Hannibal, Missouri. So I'll show you what I can here. It's not as cool as what I got in Salt Lake City, but I mean it's not stupid. One other thing here. Let's see. And I'll show you a little bit of work that I'm working on. This piece that just popped up here, that one I just finished, and I'll go through. I'll just discuss the tools that I use, and maybe we'll look at some of the artwork. Most importantly, though, I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk about Jackson Young Gallery, J2 Gallery in Wicker Park, Chicago, and my work. But I'm on their page, and they've been really good to me, and they carry my work. I'm an in-house artist there, so I want to let you know that I am offering a 30% off all of my artwork at Jackson Young J2gallery.com. Let's see. Let me bring this up, and then I'll do some other stuff for you, something a little more fun instead of like all this official stuff. But this stuff's fun for me. I got all this. I got new equipment for my broadcast stuff, for my live drawing sessions. So I got titles and stuff. That's fun for me. Maybe not be as fun for you, but so listen. If you go to j2gallery.com and use promo code TAI, all caps, you can get 30% off any of my work that they have there. And they have they've got work over there that's not available anywhere else, including like my Tai Taeoalii portrait sketches that I did on brown paper bags, and then they've got a whole body of work that it's only available there. So go check that out, and then so I guess we can get right into it. Ideally, what I was planning on doing, I'll get up and walk around, but at least you're kind of looking at some artwork, and I can focus a little more when I'm sitting. And then I'll get up and show you around the studio a little bit. So first things first now, that's actually the second thing. It's now 12:03, so I'm 3 minutes in, and I wanted to give a proper hello. So, hello, I hope everybody out there is in good health and is safe and also sane. You'll see throughout this short little live stream that I do, my sanity's slipping, but that was slipping long before the C19 craze. So, the thing about the J2 Gallery, I want to just tell this quick story. So I used to go to Chicago all the time when I was a kid. I lived in Salt Lake City, Utah, but my parents took me to Chicago. I mean, my aunt lived in Chicago. So my parents would fly me out there, and I'd just stay with my aunt. She was into the art scene. She's a poet. When she lived in Chicago, she was a poet from Chicago. She's one of the founders of slam poetry. Her name's Jean Howard. Anyways, I used to go over there, and she'd take me all around Chicago from when I was like 8 years old until I was up 15. I'd fly in there once or twice a year and hang with her for several weeks, and she'd take me all around Chicago. At that time, I was an aspiring graffiti artist, so you can from graffiti in Salt Lake City and the graffiti in Chicago was like a world of difference. So she would take me through Chicago and take me to all of the hot spots where big burners were up, big pieces were up, and it was just amazing to me. And then we'd go by some art galleries, and I was just, and at that time I was an artist, but not really. So anyway, my lifelong dream was to have artwork hanging in a gallery in Chicago. And so the J2 Gallery first made that possible for me in 2014 for my show Unrest, and that was my debut show in Chicago, and it was amazing for me, and so I'm so thankful, and I've been an in-house artist with them ever since. So I wanted to do this gallery takeover, this J2 Gallery Facebook takeover, specifically to just say how much I love them at the gallery and how awesome they are. And I hope during these times, since gallery doors are closed for most places, I think it would be awesome if you went and specifically purchased some of my artwork from the gallery and some of their other in-house artists. All of them, if you want. There's amazing work over there. So what else can I tell you about? Maybe I could just draw a little bit, or maybe not. I'll keep this brief. It is kind of hard to like chat to unknown people out there in the universe. I mean, I do it all the time, but it's on my own page, and so I have a sense of who I'm speaking with. What else do I want to make sure I mention? You want to know something about my work? So everything that I create is done with ballpoint pen, including this piece right here. That was a piece I just finished. It's roughly 18 by 24 inches. I just finished it. I got to do some other stuff to it, like add some white highlights, and I like to add color, and I use watercolor for that. Usually I sometimes will do acrylics and stuff like that, but mostly it's done with watercolors. Right now I'm working on this octopus, and I'm doing a whole thing with these octopi. So here's this tentacle. This is for a secret project that I'm working on with my wife, actually, that will be available at the Jackson Young Gallery as soon as I'm finished with it. This is all done with ballpoint pen. This is red ballpoint pen. You want to see it a little closer. Okay. So that's, yeah, I mean, if you're here and you're watching me, you know what my work is. If you have any, if you're still out there and you have questions to ask me, I mean, that'll give me some idea of what you want to know. Other than that, I'll spend, it's 12:08, so I'll spend 5 minutes scratching on this watercolor paper with this here ballpoint pen that has my signature on it. I didn't make these. The guy had sent me a case of these pens. It's got my just my signature on it, but it's just a standard ballpoint. That's what I use for all of my work, and not as a gimmick or anything. It's just what I'm comfortable with. The sound of pencil. Ever since I was a kid, the sound of pencil on paper was like fingernails on chalkboard to me. It's not as bad to me anymore. I can deal with it, but I just got used to working with a pen, and so it's what I enjoy using. I'll show you. Well, I was way more prepared than this, but I didn't think I was going to dig into this. Oh, I didn't bring them. Of course not. Anyway. I was going to show you some of my... Hello, Mexico. Thank you. Toño. I was going to show you some of these old drawings that I had from when I was in elementary school. Well, that's going to be part of a book I'm working on too, that we'll make available at the Jackson Young Gallery as well. Here's a little something I was messing around with. I was out for a run the other day, and this is such a stupid concept, but it just made me laugh. I had just binge watched Tiger King, and and I was just running, and I just this word came into my head: tiger sting. And so it's a stupid concept, I know, but it made me laugh, and I want to laugh. So, and I'm in charge of my artwork, so if I want to laugh at something, I can create whatever I want. That's how it all works for me. So I created tiger sting, and I don't know, but like, you're gonna see it and you're gonna laugh, or you're gonna go, "Oh, that's stupid," but that's okay. People are gonna hate anyway, no matter what you do. So anyway, this is my tiger sting drawing. I'll doodle on that. I will take the camera off of the tripod and walk you around a little bit of the studio. It's, like I said, a little different than everywhere else. So things that you'll find out, you'll see in my, I wish I knew some Spanish. Things I like to show when I'm doing what I'm working on. Like, so I have, if you check out all of my artwork, I have, like, there's little symbols and signs on there. You'll always see the triple X. Last year I was doing these smiley faces because last year my work was seeming really dark, and I thought it was kind of the environment felt a little toxic to me, like not just the actual everything, politically and everything. But wow, 2020 would have been a good year to lighten it up with a smiley face. But I came up with a new thing, so I still will put a smiley face in my drawings, just because it's like still what I do. So there's that. So that's what I'll put in. And now when you can go look at any of my work, you'll notice the 3X is for sure the smiley face. This year I have a new thing I'm putting in all my drawings. It'll be on every single one of my drawings, and they won't always be in the same spot. But this year I'm doing halos over all my pieces, and that to me is a sign of hope for me. That's what I'm using it for, and so that's quite apropos for our current situation. 2020 is sort of, we've hit a few snags, but you know, just like in fishing, you'll hit a few snags, but eventually you'll catch the right fish. I just kind of made up that stupid little metaphor. That's what happens when I start rambling and I'm on a fresh cup of coffee. So that's what I'm putting on all my new pieces, is a halo. Oh, then someone asks me, not just someone, I know who this is, but why I love drawing octopus and tentacles so much. I don't have a great, where my love for it is. I don't have a great answer for that. I do know that in a lot of my pieces I have the tentacles, and there is a story to that I'm not going to be revealing until probably when I'm on my deathbed, or if I ever get out of the art game, I will give an explanation of what all my tentacles mean, how they all tie everything together. But in my pieces, they're sort of representative of, I like to collect knowledge. It's very important for me to gather knowledge, because my belief in this life is just we're gathering a bunch of knowledge, and then, unfortunately, you die with all that knowledge, but it leads to a better life. So my tentacles, I feel, are about reaching out and grabbing onto things, and also being open, being accepting, and I don't know. That's super heavy, deep, not heavy, but there's some deeper discussion in that's kind of boring and hippie-like, I guess. But I don't know. I love octopuses, octopi, octopods, octos. I think it originally started off just the feeling of them. And so I tell people all the time, I hate drawing tentacles, actually. They're so tedious, and every time I'm drawing a tentacle, I always use a different technique. I haven't quite figured out which technique I like, but if you look through my body of work, I have probably 1,000 pieces that have tentacles in it. Well, that sounds like a lot now, but that's that. I'm trying to read questions and be interesting and draw and direct this video. Let's look at some pieces. How's that? Let's look at some of these pieces, and then while we're doing it, I'll also give you a little bit of a reminder. Well, before we do that, maybe I can introduce myself with this. You guys are awesome out there. That's all I know. Let me show you something here real quick. I thought this was pretty funny. If I can get to it. Well, it's too late now. All right. I'm gonna show you some of the pieces that I have, and then I'm gonna also remind you to go to j2gallery.com to purchase artwork from them. And if you want my artwork, you can get it at 30% off by using promo code Tai Taeoalii. All right, I'm going to show you some artwork, and while I do it, I'm going to keep this other page. I'm going to keep this little knob up so you know where to go to buy your art. Also, go buy their other artists' work. It's fun if you can. All right, I'm going to show you guys some of these pieces that I'm. Did someone? Oh, someone said, "Hi, Kathy." Okay. This piece I just finished, like I said. I'll drop that bar because you can't see. But there you go. That's what it reminds you. There's the promo code. That's a piece I just finished. And here's another piece. I'll be getting prints to all these. These are all new pieces. So I'll be getting prints and stuff over to the gallery so that you can purchase, if you're interested, you can purchase directly from the gallery. So there's one of my favorites right there. The Basquiat action. So this all ballpoint pen, and this is on toned gray paper. So I like to do it. I like toned gray paper or Mylar because it's gray. Got the grays, and I can use white highlights every once in a while. So most of my older works were all done on Mylar. This is Mylar right here. It's like it's what balloons are made out of, you know, and it's virtually indestructible. Anyway, this Mylar is kind of milky transparent, or translucent actually. You can kind of see through it. So I was working on that for a while because when you put it on dark covers, like a dark background, it would darken up the paper, and then when you use white colored. So my highlights I do with white colored pencil, and I just had a pencil out, and now where did it go? I'll just give you an example. Check this out. Maybe I can do it over here. And then I'll go back to the... This is how the mind of like an artist like myself works, man. It's like I'm all over the place, and I bounce all over the place. So can you imagine being like married to me? I don't know. You'd have to talk to my wife how nuts that is. I am not nuts. I just... All right, check this out. So this is what I do after. So on the Mylar, because the pen doesn't really write all that great on the Mylar. I mean, you can get it to work. So here's an example of like if you take a pen on the Mylar and it goes on there, but it comes off very easily. So what I had figured out how to do is I'd transfer the pen work over to the Mylar. And then I'll still get into it with some pen, but that smears and gets all over the place. But once I have the transfer on there, then I'll go in with my white colored pencil. This is how I was doing all my Mylar works. Now it's all just done on the gray tone paper, because I like the paper. But let me see if I can zoom that in a little bit more. So you can see the difference that the white pencil makes. And I work just as fast with the white pencil as I do with my pen work. Typically any sort of piece that I work on takes me about 20 hours in the drawing portion of it. I could go longer and make way more detail, but as you can see, I suffer from some ADD, so like I can't focus with one piece long enough. I'm already bored of the piece, which is funny because if I'm on video or I'm going live, like I can talk forever. I guess I'm more of a chatty person. So that's pretty fun. That's what that white colored pencil that I do with the white colored pencil on a piece. And then to add some color, boy, I totally jumped the gun on showing you artwork. I was going to show you something, and then I just like, oh, you know what? Here, let's go into this. But oh well, I can feel that the time is slipping on me, and by time, I mean, I know this stuff gets boring. I mean, MTV sort of ruined everything for attention span. But here, I'll show you what I do with. Yeah, I haven't been working on Mylar for a little bit, so actually when I just started doing that, it was kind of fun. So I just want to tinker around with it a little bit more. So then with my colors, like on my Mylar pieces, I use just colored pencil, and I'll just go in on top and add a little bit on top. The last 2 years, I started drawing on the back side of it. So this is the back side of the Mylar. Now what? This is cool. This is what I really like. So I could get really heavy with the coloring here, and that's going on. I mean, I'm pressing really hard. What I like about it is it can go out of lines. Like I can go out of the line. Hey, no, this part's fun to me. Hold on, let me see. I don't want to be all cut off here. Okay. What else could I color in? Okay, let's color in. I want to show you the differences of the. I'm going to make this other eyeball red. Here, while I'm looking for the marker or for my other red, here's just a little reminder. Boom. When I'm fresh off like a fresh cup of coffee, this is like, you need a break from me after 10 minutes, and we're already 20 minutes in. I was planning on only going 10 minutes, but screw it. We're here. I mean, there's still a good number of you watching, so all right. I don't like this colored pencil, but oh well. So I'm gonna do this eyeball orange. Okay. Look, I get so excited. I'm a geek. I've been drawing since I was 8 years old. It's the only thing that, like, you see how my head works? It's the only thing that sort of keeps me balanced. So it's like it's necessary. Without it, it can be a problem. Okay, so there you go. So this is the back side of the Mylar. Yeah, see, it mutes the color out a little bit. Man, I was just in my head. I was just thinking, I miss now working with Mylar. I might have to go back and do some more Mylar works. But what I really like about that, so once I color on the back side of the paper like that, I mean the Mylar, I can go, now it doesn't interfere with what I'm putting over the top of it, because all that coloration is on the back side. So I can give these highlights right over the top of that color, and oh, it just works so well. It just gets me excited. It's also exciting to me because I'm a self-taught artist, right? So everything that I've created, all my artistic abilities, if you want to call them that, I consider myself more of an engineer, but it all comes from like trial and error, me just kind of messing around with stuff and saying like, how do I want something to look like this, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, and so I put in the work. I'm a hard worker. I got that from my dad. But that's how I figure stuff out. And then sometimes people will email me and they're like, can you just tell me how to do this? And I don't mind like sharing my thoughts. Yeah, I don't mind sharing my ideas and abilities and showing how I do things. But it's always best if you are an artist. I mean, you're going to start somewhere. If you're just starting out as an artist, then yeah, you can use someone else's techniques and styles for a little while. But eventually, if like you're a true artist, you'll get sick of that, and you'll want to start having your own. And your drive is to figure out your own sort of gig, you know. But you know, if you're just starting out, I mean, I was taken from Dali, I was taken from wherever I could because I didn't quite know what my style was. Eventually, you'll find it out. Anyway, this isn't about lessons about artists. I just wanted to show you how this was going. So what I like about this again is you can color out of the lines. It doesn't really matter. And then when you flip it over, there's just a little bit of color there. Man, isn't that so fun? Like, it might not be, but I don't know. It's fun for me. So, and then you can put your white highlights right on top of it. So that's how I do most of my Mylar pieces, and it's whenever it'll say, like, if you're at the gallery or you're online, it'll say if it's one of the Mylar pieces or if it's something else. So that's my Voltron Beholder, my Dungeons and Dragons and Voltron mashup. I guess I can real quickly show you how I do the watercolor since we're here, and then I'll show you some of the artwork, and then we'll call it a day. So I've been using these water brushes. They're pretty fun because you can, you just squeeze it and water comes out, and then you can get as much water, how much color you want on there. And then I'll just, let's see, I didn't even really look at what color I wanted to do here, but I just wanted to give you an example. And then, like, when you squeeze, then the more water comes out, and the thicker the colors are. So that's what I'll do for most of my work with the watercolor. That's how I use my watercolors. Right on top there. After the drawing, I don't mind the smears and the smudges all that much. On these Mylar pieces, I also use charcoals or like pencil. Let's see, let me pull one of these dudes out. Well, I'm gonna be finished here pretty soon. I wanted to show you this one little thing because there is a record of this after it's done, and then I can refer back to it. So it's good all around. Of course, I can't find what I'm looking for. That's the case always. I have 100 bags with different things in them. Oh, what is the gray paper? I'll show you. The gray paper I use is just it's It's toned gray. It's toned gray mixed media paper. If you can get a 300 gram of it, 184 pound, that's usually the best, because if you're going to use watercolors or something like that, it'll on the thinner version of it, that does that bubbling. So let me just show you this, and then I'll show you some pieces, and then I'll walk you through the gallery. So 10 more minutes. Oy, oy, oy. It's already 30 minutes. So one of the things I like to do is I'll take, this is an 8B graphite, and I'll go around some of these edges here. It gives it a dreamlike sort of vibe. It's really kind of services my style well. It also can hide some lines that you don't like. If you don't like some lines where you went out, you can do this. This is what I do. So I'll either lick my finger. I don't do that all that much anymore. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of water on my desk. I hope that's water and not. Oh, it's vodka. So I'll just get a little bit of water on my finger, or vodka, and then I'll just smear that like that, and it gives it a, I don't know, it just gives it this like soft dream-like kind of vibe. But yeah, I used to do, it was so much easier to just lick my finger. Anyway, so that's how I do that, okay? That's how I make my pieces on Mylar. Now I'm gonna remind you of this, and then I'll show you some artwork, then we'll walk through the gallery. Boom. There's that. Go to the j2gallery.com. You can buy any of my artwork that they have over there. Where then they've got pieces you can't find anywhere else in the world. And then use promo code TAI, all caps, and you'll get 30% off. They still have some of my Tai 30 drawings there. Hashtag, if you search the hashtag Tai 30, TAI 30, the number 30, these were portrait drawings that I did in 30 minutes or less. They probably took about 45 minutes. But I did time-lapse videos of me actually drawing them. So if you check that hashtag Tai 30, you can watch them, and then go to the J2 gallery and see what they have left. I posted the Tom Waits one that they had. Someone said they went and bought it. I don't know if they did or not. But there's like Aesop Rock, Sage Francis, POS, Bob Marley. There's one of my dad there. I should have just given that one to my mom. Mom, if you're watching this one, go over to the gallery and buy it. But with that 30% discount, you can get an original piece of mine for like the amount that you'd never see anywhere. And this is all due, this is all due because of our current situation. Like we're all trying to figure out new ways to get artwork to people. Lots of online stuff. I've been doing tons of that. But like with the galleries having to be closed because you can't. Hopefully they can open sometime soon. Hopefully we'll just be out of this. But this is the way we got to do it now. So if you are in a situation where you can be buying art, please do, because I always say, art is a necessary thing for any society, for any civilization, because without it we'd just be a society of primates throwing our shit at each other. I mean, we do that already. We're just okay. Here we're going to show you some artwork, and don't forget, I'm Tai Taeoalii, ballpoint pen madman. I wish there was like a superhero for that. Okay, I'm going to show you some of this artwork real quick, and then we'll walk through the studio and be out of here. Let me get you to this. Boom. Okay, I already told you there's Basquiat, right? He's pretty dope. Thank you. I'm going to just say it's Junior that said that, or JR. JR. Okay, check this out. So, there's Basquiat. I have 3 pieces to show you. He's one of my favorites. I love him. So this was my tribute piece to him, with his vibe, but in my style. All right, there's one of them. I will have all these. These are all new pieces for this year that I made. So I will be sending prints of them over to the gallery, and so you will be able to get prints of them at the gallery. And I was going to be doing a show in October. I don't know what the situation is right now. We'll kind of play that by ear, so we won't worry about that. Dang, the glass. But here's another piece, brand new. I don't know how it looks with the glare. I was trying to get rid of the glare. I don't normally use glass on my pieces, but so as most of you know, I like to do a lot of animal pieces. I'm not necessarily an animal rights activist per se, but I do love animals, and I think we could be treating animals a little better, or lots better than we actually do. But I also don't like to judge people on how they live their lives. So I just think we can be a little more respectful. So there's a piece. This is this kudu and this gorilla. They got each other's back. The title of this piece is I Got Your 6, I think. I can't remember. Okay, one other piece. I'll show you one other piece here. See, here's the halo on this one. On this, he has a halo here. I think I'm pretty much going to keep it to single halos on my new pieces, but you never know. Once I get going, sometimes I just can't stop. Okay, this is a new panda piece I did. I don't know if you can see that one, but it's earlier this year I was planning on doing a whole series. I was kind of wanting to do a whole series of circus, like vintage circus characters. Oh, sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get... Okay, here we go. Let me do this. Oh, yeah, you can still see it. So earlier this year, I had planned on doing a whole vintage circus characters. I got like 3 of them done, and then I had this other idea. I want to do a whole... yeah, it's time to check out because my brain is gone kaput. What is this era? God dang it. Why my brain now just totally shut down? Michelangelo. Anyway, so this panda is a sword swallower. It's a sword swallowing panda because that's exactly what you would think if a panda was in the circus. That's what they would be, is a sword swallower. So, and then his audience are a bunch of these swans. When I draw, I don't think at all. I just turn on music and I just start dumping all the information that I've gathered. I'm hyper observant, so I take in information constantly, so much so that it causes high levels of anxiety. And the only way I can get rid of that anxiety is just at the end of the day, I just dump it all out on the paper. So that's the pieces I'm going to show you. And now I'll do a quick little walkthrough through what I can, my workspace. It's not all that exciting, but it is what it is. Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry if you got a headache and I burned. This is how I function. This is my normal. Towards the end of the night, I start to mellow out quite a bit. But all right, I'm gonna unplug this and I'll take you for a little walk around the gallery. I don't know how this will end up working. So I bought this place in Hannibal, Missouri. It was built in 1882, so it's this old home. So we bought this place, and I'm currently turning it into a studio. Well, this is my studio right now. I'm gonna flip this camera around because I feel weird looking at it this direction. That's me. And once I do that, once I take you for a quick little look, that'll be enough. And I again want to thank you. Oh, there's my drum kit in my studio. Okay, so here's my giant printer that I do all my printing on. This is my studio in Hannibal, Missouri. It's still a work in progress. My studio that I've been in in Utah, that's where I've been for the last few months working, so that's mostly set up. But when I do drawing sessions, like this is my setup. This is where I where I do my drawing. And let's see. I don't know how far my internet will cover, and I'll show you where I'm actually building my full-on studio. This is a mess, I know, but this is, like I said, this house is old and it's a work in progress. Well, I hope you're still able to see what's happening. My internet sort of loses out. Well, maybe I could give it a proper goodbye before, in case we lose connection. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm good on coffee today, but thanks for hanging out with me, and I'm gonna be doing an interview at the J2, the Jackson Young on Instagram. It's at Jackson Young. So at 3 o'clock, I can do an interview. If someone's interviewing me, I can keep my thoughts in one place. When I'm just trying to spew it all out at you, this is how it rolls. So I'll take you in a quick little look, and if we get cut out because my internet goes bad, then that's officially the end, and I'll see you at 3. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're all staying safe and sane and healthy, and wash your hands. That one's simple. Be respectful of other people too. Some people have to go back to work, I guess, and if that's the choice they make, be respectful of that. And if someone's walking around and you're not that type and they're wearing a mask, and be respectful of that as well. Give people space. Let's all be good to each other. Makes for a better environment.